So if you come down here to do science, you'll be in this building right here, or the one I'm in. And this is our laboratory. It looks exactly like the laboratory that you're in. I'm looking at your classroom, and the labs here look exactly like your lab. The science lab is stuff for people to do their work. I hope back in the distance you can see a big ship in the ice. That is the U.S. Coast Guard icebreaker. And that ship has come in to break up the ice so that we can get our supply vessel here. So once a year, a big ship comes in here with everything that 800 people need for an entire year on it. So think of making that plan and making those orders to provide for 800 people for an entire year. So it's a big job. The icebreakers here are making a pathway in the ice for that ship to come in. So if you could, there are some seals out there, but the penguins are a little bit further away. And I don't know if I will be able to reschedule a time when I'm out with the penguins. We've had a little trouble with our tent. We had a big storm, and the tent kind of lost one of its letters. So we're coming in a little early this year, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, I'm willing to take any questions that anybody has about Antarctica, science, penguins, or anything that you want to know about living or working here. So anybody with some questions?
All right, questions. Asher.
How thick is the ice where you're at right now?
That ice out there is probably about 4 or 5 feet. So,
Around as tall as us.
and
Deanna.
At the rate that the ice is melting, like what year do they think that Antarctica would be completely gone?
Is there an estimate if Antarctica would ever completely melt?
The frozen sea ice. So this is the ocean. But on land, the continent is covered with about 2 miles of ice. I mean, that is a lot of ice. So think of the entire United States and Mexico covered with 2 miles of ice. So the ice down here is about 5 feet thick, but 2 miles over the entire continent is a great deal. People have all sorts of estimates about how much the ocean would raise. Melted. It varies from a few feet to several meters. Lots and lots of factors involved. Certainly it will not happen in my lifetime or your lifetime.
Logan? What's the approximate lifespan of the penguins you guys work with?
We work with the Adelie penguins. They're the small ones that come up to about your knee. And we don't know. Actually, that's one of the mysteries that we are working on. But we think about 20 years.
Nathan?
Is global warming coming upon us?
Yeah, well, that's no question. There's no question about climate change happening, and it's definitely happening down here. So some area gets more so than others. In the area of the Antarctic Peninsula, there used to be thousands and thousands of Adelie penguins. Now there's only a few, and it's because this sea ice has gone away, and the birds live on the sea ice. So if the ice goes away, then the birds don't have any place to live. Well, that has happened on the Antarctic Peninsula.
Carson?
How many penguins, species of penguins do you work with?
Well, we only work with the Adelies. We do see emperors around us, but we don't. Our group does not see them. Only for us, the Adelies.
Sydney?
How cold is it in Antarctica right now?
Today, well, now remember, this is the middle of the summertime here. So it's like July for you. And today it's probably about -2 over 3 degrees Celsius.
-2? Celsius.
It's 14 degrees here cold right now.
Yeah, it's your winter. This is not
Yeah.
the middle of our summer.
Angel in the back.
What's the smallest penguin on record?
Jadis.
How long does it take for the boat to get this?
How long does it take to travel to Antarctica?
By boat.
It takes me about, so I fly first from Los Angeles to Australia, and then Australia to New Zealand, and then we get on a military transport cargo plane, and we're just cargo, like the machine parts that are needed, and it's another 5 hours. The whole process takes about 3 or 4 days.
Wow. Dylan.
I kind of like got a two-parter question. The first one is like, the penguins do they like sing? Like I don't know, like do they make a lot of noise? And the second one is the jelly penguin like a squawkier one? Like it squawks a lot. I don't know, like makes the noise. Or taps its feet.
Those are good questions. The adult penguins make a lot of noise. They are the squawky ones. Emperors, perhaps you saw the movie Marches Penguins. Those are the very quiet, stoic, slow-moving penguins. The Adelies are fast-moving, talking all the time, lots and lots of noises, and that's why Arctic is a quarter mile away from them. They also smell.
How much time do you spend with the penguins?
Well, I'm usually out there all the time, so we go out to the camp around the beginning of November, and I'm usually there until towards the end of January. But we've just had some trouble. So I'm in town today, and our season is pretty much over. We lost a big part of our team in a big storm, so it's a mess. But here I am, and it just is what it is. Welcome to Antarctica.
Carson.
How many penguins are in the colony that you're studying right now?
So we're in a relatively small colony because our colony is the southernmost colony. Our birds have to swim past 4 other colonies to get, we only have about 4,000 birds.
Dylan.
What like do you see the penguins like? Do they usually travel in like a huge colony, or do you see like is it like can they travel by themselves like just one walking around?
They from seven, and we generally see them in groups, but they can't have.
Her connection's iffy.
Is there a storm going on right now?
No, we're muted right now. Sometimes if you're,
Ella, I think I've lost you. Are you there?
yeah, we're here. Right, Nathan.
I kind of got 2 questions. Does it ever flood like where you're at? Like, does the ice like ever melt? And
The answer is yes. This ice has broken down by itself, but this year no. That's why ice breaks this year to make a path out for supply get in. And behind us is a very large river, and yet does melt, and so we do have rivers coming through now. Actually, they have to deal with that. It's not a problem for them, because otherwise it washes away the roads and stuff. So yeah, we've got a little bit of.
Andrew.
how much food do the penguins eat in a day?
The penguins don't eat every day. So if these penguins will eat and gorge themselves, they won't eat for a while. They need about 200 grams. I'm thinking about 250 clips in your hand. Not that much today to make themselves.
Asher.
How many big storms do you usually get a year?
Well, this year, we get 1 week maybe. That's about an average. This last storm lasted for 3 full days. I couldn't hear myself think the tent was just laughing off the road, and so that was a problem. This year was quite a bad one, and has caused us to
Drew.
If penguins act different in different weather,
They do. So when the weather's like you see today, they'll be very active. They'll be running around, trying to get food. And it's a storm. They lay down. They lay down on the rock or the ice and let the storm blow over them. They don't go in the water so much because the icebergs are.
Dylan.
while you're all there, do you all like,
They just. No. Sorry, I missed that question.
while you're all there, do you all get a lot of frostbite and stuff? Like, do you all get sick easily?
Something about getting sick.
Do you all get sick a lot in Antarctica?
I have never been sick down here. There's no. I have actually. This is my 4th year here, and I have never ever been sick.
Adam. Raymond.
When you were out with the penguins, did you have like a favorite penguin?
Of course I do. Yeah. There's some penguins that are all of the penguins.
Nathan.
There are not afraid of me. Very. However, they are not pets. Not either. Do not hold them. Do not play with them. They are wild animals and they need to stay with us. But they at least tolerate my presence and let me come very close to the string.
What is the Adelie penguin's biggest predator?
The worst predator they have is the one in the ocean called the leopard seal. And there was a leopard seal out there yesterday. And obviously the leopard seal is trying to help us. So the penguins were just walking right around him. But in the water, the leopard seals are very fierce and they build penguins.
Carson.
How fast do the penguins go usually?
On land, they can walk about 3 miles an hour, so not too fast. In the land, they're more like miles an hour. And they can at first more than faster than that, but they're just cruising about 3 miles an hour.
Dylan.
How do the penguins reproduce?
Exactly the same as every other bird. They're a bird, and they lay eggs, and the eggs take about 30 days to hatch. And then you put yourself a little chick.
Questions in the back? Anybody back there? More questions? Carson.
About how many eggs does one penguin lay in a year?
These birds, the Adelie, lay 2, and most of the other penguin species also lay 2. The emperor and the king, the very, very large ones, only lay 1 egg. Because they have to hold the heat if they don't make a nest. These guys make a nest, and they lay 2 eggs.
Has there ever been a penguin that had like twins? Like 2 chicks and an egg?
That is the question. I have never seen that. Not saying that it has never happened, but I'll say I've never seen it.
Deanna.
Do you like your job?
Yes.
Speak up.
Do you like your job?
I love my job. This is the best job in the world. I get to come to a place like Antarctica. I get to work with some of the and raise your hand. I think it would be a good job to have.
What? We can't hear you.
Living in Antarctica.
There you go.
He said if he thinks these are good.
Alright, other questions? What's up, guys? Jadis.
Colt wants to know if penguins can dance.
Oh
my God, happy for you.
Let's ask better questions. Rachel.
Like, when did you
I got here about the middle of November this year, which is very late for us. We should get here about the middle of October. And this year we were delayed, so middle of November, and I'm going to be here for a couple more weeks.
Caitlin.
How do penguins react when they first see a person?
They're curious. They're not afraid. The penguins have no predators on land, so they're not afraid of us. If you just sit down and are very, very still.
Trinity.
In Antarctica, what is the coolest thing you've gotten to do?
You may want to say it again, Trinity.
Say it again.
In Antarctica, what is the coolest thing you've gotten to do?
Coolest thing is that once a week we get into one of these helicopters down here and we fly around the edge of the ice and we look for killer whales. And we mark them in our book, we count them, and I photograph them. That is the coolest thing I can do.
Marissa. What? I can't hear you guys. Speak up.
What are they studying?
What are they studying?
Dylan.
Is it often that a blizzard might damage your all utilities?
Yep, right, all the time. It's pretty rough down here, and gets the electricity goes down, the internet goes down. Things went away. It's a tough place. Okay, it looks nice out there. The sun is shining. This could be a very years.
Carson.
What's the diet of the adult penguins?
They all see fish, small fish, about the size of their texture, and crab. Half the size of the they come right out of the water, they swallow whole out there when they look at they pull the right out of the water, swallow whole.
City.
Do your penguins have names?
Some of them, I have commands that are like, every day, and comes back to leave being both. But we command from them on their way and the fill out the band, and the number identifies them. So it's not so much a name, but it's a.
Question. Logan.
Are there orcas down there?
There are tons of orcas here, and today when we call orcas.
Drew.
Have you ever seen a narwhal?
There's no POS up here. Narwhals are only at in the Arctic, up at the north area, and I'm in the Antarctic, so there's no narwhal.
Other questions? Guys.
I'm a good swimmer. Yeah.
Like, what months are like breeding seasons?
Well, for the Adelie, breeding season is November, December, and January. So that's when Denver, July, July, August sometimes are down here in the This is summer.
I think that's all their. We got one more question, Carson.
What's the coolest animal you've seen while you've been there?
What? Since I've been here,
Coolest animal you've seen?
I think you can't get any better than that killer whales. They are absolutely fabulous creatures.
Killer whales.
Yeah, that's a hard
Did it kill you?
How much money does it take the U.S. government to make someone take you down there to do research?
is for about $50,000 a year, and that supports 8 1 So about that much for our team of 8.
Alright. How much money is the facility down there worth?
How much what?
How much money is the facility down there worth? Like, how much money do you think it would take to build up?
To build this thing, it would be in $1 billion to rebuild this camp. There are 800 people who work here. So I'm not sitting there and thinking that I'd like to come to Antarctica, but you don't want to be quiet. Entrepreneurs, we have
How big is the room you like sleep and live in? If there's 800 people there, you can't have a
In the back.
Just something about my living. We live in a tent when I'm out with the penguins, and that's how come it got busted, because it's just a tent. And when we're in town here, we live in buildings that look like this. I can't show you one because I can't get that far around, but they are buildings. So they're big. I have flush and toilet, things like that, a shower. But out at the research station with the penguins, I do not have running water or electricity. I do not have heat in my sleep tent. It's like heaven. Well, it's not my camp. It is.
I think that's all their questions for now.
That's not all.
It's not